Hey guys, it's Brett. I'm here with a quick review of Berry Trifle from HomeWorx by Slatkin Co. This has been re-released this year. I had said in my haul that I didn't think this had came out since the original release in 2018. It was either late 2017 or 2018. I reviewed it the last time in February of 2018, so it was exactly 4 years ago that I reviewed this. But Shantae actually reminded me in my comments that it actually came out again, I think in 2020 or something like that, or 2019, I think maybe. In the packaging, they had like the little bubbles on them or little round dots. I can't remember the packaging. I'll try to insert a photo here if I can. I completely forgot about it coming out again in that packaging, along with coconut cake, I believe. But I didn't purchase it when it came out that second time. I only purchased it when it came out originally in the first release, when it had like the stripes down the side, the burgundy colored stripes. Like I said, I did a review of that one, so I wanted to do another review only because I wanted to kind of compare it to how the first one was that I burned and see if it was just as good or any differences. So I thought I would just do a quick little review and let you know how it did compare to that first one that I burned that I absolutely loved. So you can check out my review to that one. I'll try to link the review of my first one that I burned back in 2018 in the description box below, if I remember to do that. So the scent notes here, this is a 4-wick candle, 18 ounce, burn time 30 to 55 hours. And the scent notes of Berry Trifle are raspberries, wild blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, vanilla pound cake, and Grand Marnier sauce. So this, I love this scent so much, and it's just as good as it was before. Right off the bat, it's just as good as it was before, and then some. It's so amazing. You get all that. You get definitely all those berries. You get the raspberries, the wild blueberries, the strawberries, and the blackberries. You get all of that mixed together. There's not one of them more prominent than the other. They all blend really well together. It's just like a big mixture of all those berries together. But then you also get that pound cake underneath there as well, which is really nice. Gives it that gourmand bakery-ness to it. And then that Grand Marnier sauce just really rounds it out and gives it it's not super boozy or anything by any means, but it does give it that kind of hint of that booziness, but like just more of like that sauce that's like, I don't know how to describe that sauce. It's just like really juicy, and like the Grand Marnier, tad boozy but not super boozy, basically. It's really good. It's just like what you would think this dessert would look like on the package of the candle. You get all the layers of the pound cake and the fruit in there, and it doesn't say whipped topping in the scent notes, but I could kind of get that a little bit. It's slightly creamy, and then that Grand Marnier drizzled in there with that. It's just so good and decadent and gourmand and bakery and fruity. It's delicious. So I'm loving it just as much as I did in 2018. The scent is just the same, performs just as well as far as the scent goes. So next up, we'll talk about the burn. So here's an overhead view of Berry Trifle. As you can see, it's doing fine right now. The flames are good. It's good wax pull. But I did just have to cotton ball it. I almost left it like it was just to show you what it looked like before this. I probably should have, but I wanted to get the flames up so it could start throwing a little bit better, and I could see how it was throwing again, and so I could really get those scent notes before I did the review. It started out burning fine when I first lit it. No problems with the flames. They're nice and strong. The wax was fine, pulled out, no residue, no soot or anything. And it wasn't until just this last burn that I just started here, and it's, if you can see here, it's right about, it's right down to here. So it's like almost to the end. It probably has maybe one more burn or so, just depending on how long I burn it. So it's pretty much towards the end. So at least that didn't happen at the halfway point. It burned through most of the candle fine. It wasn't towards just recently where the flames got a little bit smaller, not super puny, but they were smaller than what they were. And then the wax, even now the wax is a little murky. It's a little dark, kind of murky looking. not terrible, but a little, not quite as, I want to say vibrant as it was at the first part. The wax just looked a little more cleaner at the first part of the candle. And just towards the end here now, it's just getting a little bit dingy looking, slightly. But like I said, I blew the flames out and I dabbed a cotton ball in there, relit it, and now the flames are fine and it's throwing better. I'll talk about the throw after this, but the throw got a little bit lighter when the flames got smaller, which that kind of happens usually sometimes. And then once I cotton balled it and the flames got stronger, the wax got even hotter, and of course it started throwing a little bit better. But I will say also, it could be that maybe I burned it a little bit too long, because technically you shouldn't burn candles more than like 3 to 4 hours. Some people only do like 2 to 3 hours. I try to do around 3-ish or so, but sometimes I may go longer, because if I'm busy doing something and I lose track of time, it may be burning like 4 to 5 hours maybe. Maybe that's what happened with this one. Maybe I just burned it a little bit too long, and that could have attributed to the little bit of the flames getting a little bit smaller. I need to try to be a little bit more strict on my timing of that I burn candles. I think I want to try to, like, if I can remember, to set a timer, like an Alexa timer or something, to go off in like 3 hours after I light my candles. That way I will remember in 3 hours, the timer will go off and I will remember to blow the candle out, put it out. That way I don't have to worry about any kind of burn issues. Sometimes you do get burn issues even when you only burn it for 3 hours though. But that way I can know for sure that when I do a review that I for sure only burned it for 3 hours. Like I said, I probably did burn it more than 3 hours a few times on this one. Not a lot more than 3 hours, but maybe 4-ish or something. So yeah, that could have been a little bit reasoning of a little bit of a smaller flames that happened on this most recent burn. And then lastly, we'll talk about the throw. The throw has been really good for this candle. I mean, it's easily, when I first started burning it, within like a few minutes, I could just start smelling it right away. And I love that when you can do that with a candle, when you can burn it and then it just starts throwing right away. Easily like an 8.5, I would probably say. It would kind of creep up to 9 at times, especially in a bedroom. Bedroom, it was getting close to a 9. But in the living room, of course, it was more like around an 8 or so. But at times, it might have gone down to 7.5, and that's only when the burn had gotten a little bit, like right now, when those flames got a little bit lighter, it got down to like 7.5-ish. But then when those flames were strong, even in the open concept, it would get up to like around 8-ish. And in the bedroom, close to even a 9. It would permeate through the whole home. I could smell, well, my apartment. I could smell it all through the whole apartment. Open the door, it would just waft you, smack you in the face. Loved it. I loved it. So good. So overall, I think it's pretty much on par with the one I had in 2018. I think it's actually maybe just a little bit stronger, because I know with that one, it was a little bit, I kind of wished maybe it was just, I think if I remember correctly in my review, I wished it was just a little bit stronger. But this one has been really good. It did get a little bit lighter when the flames got a little bit smaller, but it's still throwing well. And then when I cotton balled it, it did get stronger. So it's still nice. And I'm, even with a little bit of flames that got smaller, which could have been because I burned it too long, it's overall, I still recommend this. I'm still loving it. Would get it again, over and over again. I love this scent. This is easily probably in one of the top 5 of my favorite HomeWorx candles. It's so good, and I don't think you'd be disappointed. I highly recommend it. So if it comes back, right now currently, I didn't mention also, it's sold out on HomeWorx.shop, and they haven't put it on QVC or anything at all. But first it was released on HomeWorx.shop, and then they had said it was sold out, but then it came back on again, and I was actually able to get it because I didn't get it the first time it was on there, and then it was out, sold out, but then it came back on, so I hurried up, went on there, and I ordered it. But then it sold out again. So they haven't put it back up there yet, but keep checking, because they might decide to put more up there. If they were smart, they would, because it's a big top seller, and it's really good. So I always just keep checking, and if you ever see it, I would snag it, because they don't last long, because lots of people want them, and I totally understand why, because it's so good. Alright, so thanks for watching my 2022 review of Berry Trifle from HomeWorx by Slatkin Co. And I will talk to y'all in our next video. Bye.